Well, I'm super depressed. I mean, after all this bullshit of like me, figuring out that I'm trying to reinvent, right? I'm trying to not reinvent, but pivot, and I'm trying to go back to work, and I put all this fucking energy into this position that I really, okay, let's be honest. I wasn't sure I really wanted it. Being honest, I wanted the money. It paid chef's kiss, okay? It paid a lot of great money, and I wanted that. I wanted that for my life. I wanted that for my family. And it just came along. A recruiter found me, and I was like, oh, this could be amazing. It was also a really scary job, something that I would never look for on my own. It was clinical director of a recovery center. So it had a detox portion and a residential facility. And I've worked in the components of recovery, but not in this capacity. This would be a big girl, big job. And like I said, it fell into my lap. I was not looking for it. But once something does fall into your lap, you're sort of like, well, maybe I want this. Maybe and I just put so much energy, so much research into because it's corporate, meaning they have other facilities. And so there is a corporate contingency to it. And I was like, I don't know about this. At first I was kind of like, I'll fuck with this. I wasn't really serious. And then I was like, well, let me see. I mean, the headhunter thought I was a great fit. So I was like, let me see. Okay, I'll take an interview. Let me see. They had a terrible reputation in my town for high turnover. So I was like, I'm going to be cautious about this. So I talked to the people that I knew who worked there, and they gave me their opinions, which were terrible, but they weren't in a clinical position. So I was like, well, they have their opinions, but again, they're not me. I have to reserve my opinion, for what I think. And I had my interview, Zoom, which was fine. First one was Zoom, and then a head person came from another facility down to my location, and we met and had a second interview. And I just got the vibe that maybe, even though I killed it and I felt great about what I offer, I felt, I don't know if they're going to go for somebody as creative and fun and out of the box as me. And I mean, I'm out of the box, meaning I am a master social worker. Yes, I have all the skills of a proper, clinical director. I have all the stuff on the resume that says I can do the job, but my personality it's out of the box. It's different. My name is weird. I'm different. And I thought that was a selling point, or I still do. And about 4 days went by after the second interview, and I just had a feeling. And so on Friday, I was getting ready to pick my mom up, and we were going to Canada for this awesome Comic-Con, so I'm getting ready to be in the Comic-Con lane and be creative cricket and be performer cricket and not social worker cricket. And I said, I'm just going to call him. I'm going to check in. And he said he just heard, he was in a meeting and he just heard, and he called me right away, and he said they are going in a different direction. And I was deflated, but also somewhat relieved, because I thought, I've been praying a lot about this. Maybe this was not my job. Maybe this was not where God or the universe wanted me. But it still hurts. You still feel well, gosh, why? And I said, do you have any feedback? And he's like, no. He goes, as a headhunter, as a recruiter, I only get negative feedback. I'm like, oh no, He's like, and they had none. And I was like, okay. He's like, no, they loved you. They, but it just, they went and they're processing someone else. That's what he said. I'm like, what is interesting. They're processing someone else. I go, okay, so they're going a different direction. Yeah. And he said, okay. I said, he was awesome. He's from Boca in Florida, and he was just this great Italian guy, and I loved him, and he's been in recovery and has his own firm, and I was like, I really loved working with you. And he was like, I loved you. He goes, I think you are the perfect person for this position. And I said, well, obviously not. And he goes, I don't care what they do. He goes, you are perfect for it, and I'm sorry. And I said, no, I think it's okay. I believe that then this is the right thing. This was the right choice. It is not meant to be my job. And I prayed to not be placed in something toxic. Like I really did. At this point in my career, to pivot and reinvent, God, please don't put me into something beneath me. Something where I've got to go, ugh, get me out of here. And he's like, yeah, that is not what I want. I am looking to ascend, not descend. So I'm okay with it. I said, but I am very curious. I had a feeling after the first interview with the first person, we got along great. And the second one, not so much, that maybe the vibe was off. And that means it's a personality thing. And that's okay, because I have hired based on that and not hired based on that myself. So I said, I think that's it. And he goes, you might be right. So I said, that's actually great, because that's a good reason. Skills are one thing, but personality and approach and tone are another. And I think they're important. And that means I wasn't the right fucking person, because I'm gonna be fun and I'm gonna tell jokes and I'm gonna swear, and I mean it's recovery, so that's okay. But I wonder if they really wanted someone more buttoned up, someone more poised, someone more corporate, and I'm not that. And then when I was younger, I would have pretended, I would have acted, and I would have put that role on. And I said to them in the interview, I don't want to do that. I want to be my whole self at work. And I remember the girls saying, what does that look like? And I explained it, and I don't know if they don't want that. I don't know, because they're never going to tell me, but it felt really yucky. And so it was a rough day Friday to find that out, and then to just drive to Canada, with that information and just feeling kind of blue. But I've had now the weekend, right, and had a great time at Comic-Con and met all these incredible people who love what I do in other ways. And it just sort of put everything in perspective. I'm able to see the silver lining and feel it and know that as you do the stuff that I talk about here, as you pivot, as you rearrange, recalibrate, blow up your fucking life, it feels icky and hurts. And now I'm back, right? I'm back at square one. I went on another interview that I thought was going to be my choice B. And like, when I got there and heard about some of the things, I was like, oh no, this doesn't work for me at all. I was like, shit, I'm back at square one. And that feels crappy. I feel dejected, and I feel like the wind's out of my sails. But I am so in faith about it. And whatever you believe in, like, I'm not saying you should believe in God. Like, whatever you want to believe in. You can believe in trees, you can believe in Native American, Buddha, whatever you believe in. Or if you don't believe in anything and you're an atheist, I've been there. Whatever you believe in, though, I was like, please, whatever otherworldly thing, just don't put me somewhere that I have to climb out of. Put me somewhere I can climb into and use all my skills. So I'm back looking again at jobs, and I feel more refreshed. I have one more Comic-Con this year so far planned. That's going to be in Milwaukee, I think in like 2 weeks. So that actually gives me something to look forward to in the midst of this grind of job search. Are you in job searches? Job searches suck ass. I hate job searches. I mean, who loves job searches? Now, having that recruiter was rad. The recruiting thing is the baddest ass thing ever. I'd never had one, and I'm like, this is great. Like, he does all the legwork. He calls me, he sets up all the meetings. Holy moly, that was cool. I don't think that'll happen again. Maybe. He said he would love to find me something, but who knows. But I guess I just wanted to share how I'm feeling, how hard it is to, at any age, start over, or it feels like you're starting over, no matter if you've gained skills. What I'm realizing is I'm stronger than I think. I can do it. I got this, even though it doesn't feel like that at all. And I just wonder, is anybody else going through this? Are you guys looking for jobs? And when you get turned down, how do you keep that motivation to continue and get back on the horse, you know? Because my horse is like, I want a nap. Thoughts in your comments? Please leave them below.